Challenges to free and fair elections. In this module, you will learn about the challenges to free and fair elections in India. Election is the process by which people choose their representatives and change them at regular interval of time. Elections are necessary in a democratic country, as without it, the rule of the people cannot be ensured. Free and fair elections constitute the key element of a successful democracy. Through elections, the voters make many choices, like decide on who will make the laws for them, choose who will form the government, and take major decisions. They can also choose the party whose policies will guide the government and help in the law-making. In India, elections are held to the Lok Sabha at the national level and the Vidhan Sabha at the state level every 5 years. In addition to the above, regular elections are held for local bodies also. The nature of elections in India has been by and large democratic, free and fair over recent years, barring a few untoward incidents. The party that wins an election and forms the government does so because people have chosen it over its rivals. However, all is not picture perfect in the Indian election scenario, which continues to be plagued with numerous obstacles. We need to delve deeper and identify the challenges and limitations faced in the conduct of free and fair elections. One of the major challenges to the Indian electoral system is the money power. Several candidates who win the elections are rich or belong to parties which have the backing of big industrial houses. The candidates belonging to this group enjoy a big and unfair advantage over smaller parties and independents, even if they lose the elections. Apart from the money power, muscle power also poses challenge to the Indian electoral system. Candidates with criminal connection are able to nudge others out of the electoral race and secure a ticket from the major political parties. Often we find that political parties are dominated by some families who get the party tickets distributed to their relatives. This keeps a large proportion of the population out of the electoral race and prevents talented and dedicated people from entering the political fray. Another constraint of the Indian electoral system is that parties often fail to provide meaningful choices to the voters. In the present scenario, most major parties are similar in terms of their policies and programs. Another appalling factor is that, despite of being a democratic country, the smaller parties and independent candidates face big disadvantages as compared to the bigger parties. They do not have adequate funding or the support base needed, and hence are lost in the shadow of the bigger parties. These challenges are not specifically applicable to India, but are faced by other democracies also. Nevertheless, these issues are of utmost importance and need to be addressed for the establishment of a true democracy. Let's recall what you have learnt. Election is the process by which people choose their representatives and can even change them at regular interval of time. Free and fair elections constitute a key element of a successful democracy. In India, elections are held to the Lok Sabha at the national level and the Vidhan Sabha at the state level every 5 years. The nature of elections in India has been by and large democratic, free and fair, barring a few incidents over the years. However, the Indian election scenario continues to be plagued with numerous obstacles. One of the major challenges to the Indian electoral system is money power. Muscle power is another challenge faced by the Indian electoral system. Often we find that political parties are dominated by some families who get the party tickets distributed to their relatives. Another constraint of the Indian electoral system is that parties often fail to provide meaningful choices to the voters. In addition, smaller parties and independent candidates face a big disadvantage as compared to bigger parties.